Hi, I'm Dr. Doug. I'm a wellness coach, a fitness trainer, retired acupuncturist, doctor of Oriental medicine. And I want to talk today about premenstrual syndrome, which is what PMS stands for. Most women in America understand what PMS feels like. They may not know what the causes of it are, and that's what I want to talk about today. But I'll have to go through a little basics first. A woman's menstrual cycle is basically a lunar cycle. Every 28, 29 days, just like the full moon, she ovulates. And if that egg gets fertilized by sperm, it travels down the fallopian tube to the uterus, where there is a blood lining already set up to nourish that egg into an embryo and eventually a fetus and a baby. That blood lining is called an endometrium. Now the fun part starts, because once that egg is not fertilized, what happens then? Well, then the body has to get rid of that blood lining because it's old blood and it's not going to work anymore. So it has to slough it off. It takes 2 weeks to get rid of it, and then 2 weeks to build a new one. Más o menos, right? Now, what are the symptoms of premenstrual syndrome? And this of course happens when the body is trying to get rid of that endometrium. I'll tell you, it's mood swings, it's pain in that lower abdomen. It could be joint pain, it could be headaches, it could be tiredness, it could be all kinds of symptoms. Very uncomfortable. And a lot of women take medication for it and never really get to the bottom of it. Well, that's what a wellness coach does, like me. So, also one problem during that time, before the onset of bleeding, is confusion, because things are not moving. What it's called is stagnation. Chinese medicine, we call that blood stagnation. It can be very painful or mild, bloating, all kinds of stuff like that. Right. And by the way, it's pretty common in the United States. 30% of women here regularly have PMS. 90% have had it at one time or another. So for most women, it comes and goes, but it's still a worry, right? Well, what's happening here is that usually emotions that are not dealt with come up sporadically during that 1 week before the bleeding starts, before onset. These are the emotions that have been suppressed for the other 3 weeks. And we do suppress emotions, big time. When a woman suppresses emotions, she gets a report card, once a month, on how she's doing. And any avatar of fear, worry, dread, unhappiness, depression, all of that stuff, what happens is the body tightens up. It can tighten up here, it can tighten up here, it can tighten up in the chest, it can tighten up in the stomach, it can tighten up in the uterus area. And when it tightens up in the uterus area, it's hard for that endometrium to get ready to come out. And it could even be a delayed onset. It could take 35 days, 45 days. I've some horror stories about a period that never came, and she's in desperate straits for a long time, but anyway. So what is the answer? Peace of mind is the answer. We must honor all emotions. Mad, glad, sad, scared, and bored. All of those, when they're suppressed, can cause tightness. And that tightness can manifest anywhere, including the uterus. Peace of mind. Do not let anything rob you of your peace of mind. I will teach you to do that. There was a study that came out, a very interesting study. It was in the University of, let me look this up here. It was the University College London, and what they did a study, and they said that participants reacted quicker and made fewer errors during menstruation, I mean during the bleeding, despite believing their performance would be worse according to new research. They thought it would be worse because they're bleeding. No, it's just the opposite. because that stagnation is gone. And it's moving. That's the key to get it moving. Exercise is very important too, especially for that 2 weeks before the onset. You need to be exercising. Exercising your body and exercising your mind. Don't let it stagnate in the future and the past, because that's where pain is. Pain is in the future and pain is in the past, because you can't change the past and you can't determine the future. And thank God we can't. What would it be like if you could determine the future? Ew. Where's the surprise? Where's the fun? None. All right, so we don't want that. We just want to maintain peace of mind. I will teach you to do that. Now, I just want to say one more thing about this, and that is that in the Paleolithic, that lasted for 300,000 years, women did not have PMS. This was mainly a symptom of city life, because there's lots of stresses in city life. Women who are farming, they don't have, in the rural, they don't have this kind of stress that city folks do. City folks have lots of stressors on us. And one of these symptoms of big time stress is PMS. So I have a whole page dedicated to life in the Paleolithic. I'll show you how women behaved. They lived with each other. Their periods were synchronized. They were ovulating in the full moon. They came together with all their clans to copulate and feast and have fun and stuff every once a month. All right, you can read that. I'll put the link down below in the description. Well, that's all I got. For you, on PMS, you do not need to suffer from it, but you do need to do some work on yourself. This is Dr. Doug for Body Trust. Do not forget to subscribe. See you next time.